Hey everybody, Grant Hound, personal trainer, yoga instructor here at the JCA. For today's class, our focus is going to be hands and wrist free yoga today. That means we're going to be all standing, so we're not going to have any pressure on our hands and wrist. And we're going to throw in a little bit of standing balances too for just a little bit of fun. So I want you to begin standing tall at the front of your mat. Keep those eyes closed. Back of the neck nice and long, pressing through the balls of the feet and the heel at the same time. Lifting those toes off the ground but keeping the whole foot anchored. Same time, spiral from the inner knee out to the outer thighs. Belly buttons engage up and in towards the spine, just as much as those sit bones lengthen towards those heels, creating a nice strong core here. The back of the neck is nice and long, pulling the floating ribs in. Tall, active pose here. And I slowly want you to shift that weight forward. Lift those heels as you come up on the toes and slowly lower to see if you can lift those toes off the ground. As you slowly shift forward, come high on those toes and slowly lower. You can add another challenge by closing those eyes as you come up high on those toes and slowly lowering back down. A couple more. Come up on those toes and we slowly lower. Last one. Good. Left foot stays planted, right foot comes behind you. Start slow ankle circles. Nice, showing how fluid can you make these. You're on the top half of your foot, and so those toes are not tucked. Top half of the foot. And you notice as you're doing these little ankle circles, that circular motion is carrying up to the knee, but also through all the way up to the hip. So as we do this, visualize the head of the femur turning inside the hip socket. As this time you're going to change directions. Good, left foot stays, right foot goes behind you, coming onto the top half of the foot. Nice, slow ankle circles. Let's change directions. Visualizing the head of the femur turning inside that hip socket. Good, coming back to stillness. Go big toes together, heels slightly apart, hands on top of the knees. Going slow, fluid knee circles, lubricating the knee joint. Good, let's change directions. Coming back up, carrying that circular motion towards our hips. A little bit of dynamic balance here as we go slow, big hip circles. If your hip is clicking and clacking, you can make those circles just a little bit smaller. A couple more. And let's change directions. Standing nice and tall, balance on that rooted leg. Belly buttons up and in towards that spine, keeping that core nice and engaged. Good. Right leg lowers and other leg. Let's change directions. Good. Both feet lower, shake them out. Big toes together, heels slightly apart from the knees down and the rib cage up is staying nice and still. We're just focusing just through the core, slow lubricating hip circles of the hips. The head stays on top of the feet the whole time. We're just working through the hips. Good, let's change directions. More. Good. Coming to this place of stillness. Let's start hands interlace in front of the body, elbows together, taking one elbow up and forward over the other. Slow big wrist circles. And let's change directions. Good. Interlace your hands the other way with the non-dominant hand on top, and work from the elbows up and over in front of each other. Belly buttons engage up and in towards the spine. And let's change directions. Good. Slow, big shoulder shrugs. Inhale the shoulders up and forward. Exhale down and back. Good, change directions. I'm going to take one shoulder up and back at a time. Feel each of the vertebrae moving one by one, releasing any stress that may be carrying onto the shoulders. And let's change directions. Good. Coming in what's called total body waves. This can be a little challenging, but it's kind of fun to practice. Act like we got an invisible glass right in front of us. We start by pressing our knees onto the glass. Then we press our thighs, hips, belly button, chest, chin. And when one new body part comes on, the previous body part comes off. So when the knees come on, when the hips come on, knees come off. Belly comes on, hips come off, chest, belly off, chin, chest off. Nice, slow, fluid. Feel one vertebrae moving at a time. A few more. Good, coming back to stillness. That's kind of fun and challenging practice when you're in the shower, in the bathroom. Just little things that you can try with the actual physical wall there. Sometimes it's different when you have that wall, you get that true visual as you do it. So let's go, if you have a block, grab a block. If you have a pillow, you can grab a pillow. We're going to block between the thighs. Make sure the feet are about the same hip distance as your hip or in alignment with your knees. Make sure the second toe is parallel with the side of your mat. You're going to inhale, sink those hips down and back, belly button up and in towards the spine as we come down to the low chair. Not too low for our first one. And then exhale, we fold. Keep as much bend as you need in those knees. Inhale through those feet, round up vertebrae by vertebrae. Good. A few more, belly button to spine, hips come up and back, arms extend out in front. Light on those toes. And exhale, we fold. Press the feet nice and evenly, big circle of those arms. Exhale, palms to chest. Good again, inhale, sink those hips down and back. Sinking a little bit lower. And exhale, we fold. Remove that block, feet stay hip distance, grab a hold of opposite elbows, rocking a little side to side. Still keep as much bend as we need to. Go right heel towards our butt, big step to the back of the mat. Keep both toes facing forward. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms come up. And step back to the front of your mat. Sinking big toes together, heels slightly apart, sinking down to low chair. Exhale, we fold. This time left foot comes towards our butt. Big step to the back of the mat. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, we bend, nice crescent lunge. Inhale, we extend. Step all the way back to the front of your mat. Nice gentle back bend. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, we fold again. Let's heel toe those feet apart, feet hip distance. Nice forward fold through here, grabbing a hold of opposite arm, opposite elbows. Swaying a little side to side. This time we take our left heel towards our butt, big step to the back of the mat. Still keep both toes facing forward. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, we fold. Take that back thigh, extend it back towards the hamstring. Okay, we're going to pivot our back heel now. Left heel is down, pointing towards the left corner of our mat. So keep those hips nice and square. Arms come up. Exhale, cactus arms. Nice warrior one. So the difference between where we were at and what we're doing now is the first one we had those toes forward. This time we drop that back heel, toes are gonna point a little bit more diagonally towards the side. Straighten that front leg, peel till the front toes in, and I work all the way to the other side of the mat. Nice full inhale. Both of our toes are facing forward. Exhale, sink into that front knee. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, cactus arms. Nice crescent lunge. Now we're gonna pivot our back heel, hips still face forward. Warrior one on the other side. You can extend those arms up, palms facing each other. As you straighten that front knee, both toes are facing the side of the mat. Nice full inhale. Exhale, wide leg forward fold and breathe. Few breaths here. Inhale, we come up halfway. Exhale. On the next inhale, we rise all the way up. Keep our left toes pointing towards the side of the mat. Right toes are going to point towards the front. Bend back into our right knee. Extend those arms out, warrior two. So the difference between now and the warrior one is we got those hips nice and even with the line trajectory we're working towards. Where at first we had our hips square with the front. Now our hips are square with the side of the mat. Make sure that knee that's bent isn't falling inward. Spot from that inner knee to the outer hip. And sink a little bit lower. Most importantly, exhale to soften. So you can lift those toes off the ground. Still keep that whole foot anchored though. And we extend that leg. Right toes turn forward. Left toes turn out this time. So we got the front heel coming to the line of the back arch. As we bend into that bending knee, make sure that knee doesn't fall in. Spot from the inner knee to the outer hip. And breathe. Couple more breaths. Good. Inhale, we extend. Turn those feet forward. Nice full inhale. Exhale, wide leg forward, fold and breathe. This time we're going to bend our right knee as we shift our hips over towards our right heel. And you extend that right knee, bend the left knee as we shift our hips towards our left heel. Straighten that leg one more time each way. Bend the right as the hips go to the right heel. And you can extend, bend the left knee, hip shift left. And then we extend. And let's forward fold one more time. Inhale, we lift halfway. Exhale. Inhale, we round all the way up. Let's heel toe those feet in just a little bit closer. This time we're going to turn our right toes towards the right. So we kind of have that same stance where our left toes are pointing to the side, right toes are pointing towards the front. The only difference is now we're narrowed up just a little bit. Now we're going to sink our right hip towards our left heel. Before I go lower my hand towards the ground, I got to tilt those hips first, as then I extend and I reach out. Then exhale, fold. So the key with this is keeping the heart and chest open up towards the sky. Make sure that back thigh is pulling back towards the hamstring, so we're not allowing those hips to roll forward. We're keeping those hips nice and stacked. Gaze can be up towards the hand for more balance, or you can keep it neutral or on the ground to keep it light on ease at the neck. Turn that palm behind you, bend from the elbow, hand comes to that lower back as your heart, open your heart and chest up just a little bit more, and breathe. Breath is the most important part of our practice. Help us stay grounded, connected with that mind-body connection. Good gentle bend into that right knee. Inhale, we rise all the way up. Right toes turn towards the side of the mat, left toes turn towards the back of the mat. Remember, we start with that pelvic tilt where we sink our left hip towards our right heel, extend that left arm out, and then we fold. Heart and chest stays open, that back thigh pulls back towards the hamstring, and breathe. Soften the breath, relax the eyebrows. Just remind to pull that back thigh back towards the hamstring. Gentle bend into that left knee. And how we rise all the way up, both toes turn forward. Interlace those hands behind the back, reach those the fingers towards the ground. Take those upper arms, pull the upper arms back towards the back of the room. Nice full inhale, exhale as you hinge those hips, and fold. If you have a hard time interlacing those hands, you can hold on to a strap or towel, and breathe. Gentle bend in both of those knees. And how we rise up. Heel toe those feet back in just a little bit. Pivot both toes towards the front of your mat. Keep your feet about hip distance. If you have blocks, place blocks on both the outside and inside of your feet. Nice full inhale. You're going to pull that right hip back towards that hamstring. Level out those hips as the heart and chest extend out. And then we exhale and fold. Left hand stays on a block on the inside of that right leg. Back of the hand comes onto the lower back. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, heart and chest turn towards the right. Revolve triangle. Slowly rotate that chest, bend that front knee. Inhale as you rise, as we bring the blocks with you, as now we pivot both feet towards the back of your mat. That left hip pulls back towards that right heel. Nice full inhale. Exhale, we hinge out, and exhale, we melt and fold. Right hand stays on a block on the inside of that left foot. Left hand comes to that lower back. Exhale, heart and chest turn towards the left. Slowly rotate that chest forward, bend into that front knee, and how we rise. Both toes face towards the side, heel toe those feet out. Nice full inhale. Exhale, we fold. The left hand stays on the block. The right hand comes to that lower back. Nice full inhale. Exhale, heart and chest turn towards the right. Hand lowers, left hand comes to that lower back. Heart and chest turns to the left. Left hand lowers. Let's heel toe those feet in. Toes turned out, heels pointing in, and feet about hip distance. As you sink those hips down, you can come on down to a block. Press the knees into the elbows, elbows into the knees. Good. to shift those hips back forward as we slowly rise back up to the top. Shake out knees, shake out the feet. Preparing for a tree pose. So we're going to put the inside, you can either start with that heel coming onto the ankle, the foot onto the calf, or the foot above the knee. Now as we do this, the key with this is staying tall on that rooted leg, engaging that core, belly button up and in towards that spine. Engage that right glute, pull that right hip forward as you open that knee off to the side. So what we don't want is this knee to be coming in forward like this. We want to make sure we got it nice and open as we engage our core, lengthen sit bones towards the heels. So we're opening up more through the front side of that hip. Try to keep those hips, chest nice and level. Breathing through here. Nice, strong, tall. And slowly put that right ankle in front of that left knee. As you hinge those hips back, now you can either place your hand on a couple blocks, grab a little table. As you sink those hips down, little standing pigeon. And we slowly come back up. Straighten out the legs, shake out the feet. Tree pose on the other side, right foot stays. You got left heel come to the ankle, calf, or above the knee on the inner thigh. Open that knee out to the side, engage our core, belly button, spine. Set those lengthen towards the heels as we're nice and tall. And breathe. Slowly gonna cross that ankle on top of that knee as we sink those hips back. Cool little half pigeon. You can stand in balance. Breathe, don't lose focus of that breath. And slowly come back up. Kick your leg, shake out your feet. As we come to the front of the mat, see if we can come on down to a nice little low squat. And slowly on down, like using the hands and wrists, rocking on the back. As we come into our final pose, Shavasana, as we extend those legs, let the palms face up, toes fall off towards the side. And breathe. Gently bring a little movement back to the fingers and toes. Interlace those hands over the head. Nice full inhale. Exhale, sigh and release as we roll over to our right side. Press ourselves up to a seated position. As we take the gratitude we cultivated from this practice today on the mat out into the world. Namaste. Any comments, questions, concerns, please feel free to reach out. I'll probably do a few more classes of all standing poses for those that are wrist sensitive, and that way give you a lot of different types of poses, ways to change it up a little bit. But on another note, have a great day. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy.